Hello, hello, guys. Hope you're having a good day. James here. I was about to I was going to make a couple videos. One was on this Lilly uh, Gaddis woman. And she lost about her losing her YouTube channel. Well, she didn't lose it, but she got demonetized. And I was going to play a couple, but the content creators put out some good things about this young woman. And I'm going to let them comment and I'll come back with my comment.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth.
Well, would you use the N word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
I do quite frequently.
You use the N word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, but if you use the N word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shallow Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a
Sorry,
different
but just
kind
to
of
be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care.
A lot of you by now already know who this white supremacist is. She thinks to herself that she's being clever by claiming that she's pro-white. First of all, there can't be anything such as pro-white. That's impossible. Why? Because nobody is anti-white.
No.
Nobody has the power or the desire to be. And whenever you have somebody who tries to claim, well, I'm being pro-white, I'm an advocate for white people, there's nobody who's not an advocate for white people. The most powerful people on the planet are all advocates for white people.
Duh.
Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, you name it. In fact, Charlie Kirk, the only reason he became a thing is because he had a bunch of millionaires and eventually a few billionaires who were bankrolling his operation. So all you gotta do is get out there and say, I'm gonna say some crazy stuff all in the name of being quote-unquote pro-white and watch the money roll in. The old white supremacist grift. This is exactly what Lilly Gaddis is about. She went viral last year for using a racial slur, and while it attracted the white supremacists like flies to feces, it also cost her her job. Well, they didn't miss her over at the Greasy Spoon, I'm sure, but by then she was already recognizing that she could do the phony white outrage grift and get paid off of that. There was certainly plenty of precedent for it. Every time you had some white supremacist who was accused of harming a black person, especially if it was on video, those white supremacists would go ahead and send their state mental health disability checks right away. And so this woman's doing the same thing. Except now her YouTube channel has been demonetized. Not that it had any value. If you make the mistake of going to that YouTube channel, you see that it's nothing but one mindless rant after the next, all of them about how much she hates black people. That's all that this woman does. She obsesses about it because that's what stupid people do. And yet YouTube had absolutely no problem whatsoever allowing their website to be used as a platform for all of this anti-black vitriol and venom. I thought that YouTube was so concerned and just so terrified that advertisers would flee their website if there was any sort of hateful content. If you're part of the black media, you understand that we are constantly under attack under the false accusation that simply criticizing white supremacy is somehow a violation of YouTube's community standards. Meanwhile, white supremacist bottom feeders like Lilly Gaddis are free to post as much anti-black content as they want, and YouTube has no problem with it. No violation of community standards at all. Well, that is until very, very recently. You know, years and years ago, there was this white supremacist Nimrod who YouTube allowed to post all kinds of openly racist videos, all kinds of anti-black content. I know that doesn't narrow it down, but some of the folks who have been on this site a while will probably remember the clown I'm talking about. He even claimed to have written a book, which I consider to be doubly extraordinary. First of all, because he's the first person in human history to have written more books than he read, and secondly, I consider it amazing that an illiterate clod could actually write a book. Surely he had a ghostwriter. Now this guy assumed room temperature and nobody mourned him. In fact, most of us in the black media didn't even know that he had died because he just wasn't important. didn't. In fact, I can't even remember his name. Being a racist troll for fun and profit may give these clowns a little sugar rush, and you might even get a little bit of money from it, but when your racist pal's state mental health disability checks run out, you'll go right back to begging any of these white supremacists to please give you something. And I suspect that that's where this racist woman is going to wind up ultimately. Either that or she'll make a run at OnlyFans, and then it's off to the alley to hustle for some loose change. When websites like YouTube grow to their gargantuan size, you can't just treat them as if they were any other kind of website, because they're not. And that being the case, at some point when you have websites that are this large and this influential, they need to be held to their actual terms of service. When it's proven that they are clearly selectively discriminating against black content creators by singling us out to have our channels either deleted, terminated, have them put on hold, just trying to find
slow down the algorithm.
What we're doing. Meanwhile, they make sure they have a free fire zone for any anti-black mouthpiece out there. That's something that actually should be, I'd say, regulated. All of the anti-black hate that she has in her empty head has made it where she's completely and thoroughly deranged. She posts videos where she attacks race mixing and says to stop adopting Africans. But come to find out, the word online is that she has a biracial child. And that's almost always the pattern, isn't it? Show me some racist white person who just can't stop attacking black people, and I'll show you somebody who has an uncontrollable sexual fetish for black people. Thomas Jefferson wrote that black people were only 3/5 human beings, and then he raped Sally Hemings for 30 years, and even had children by her. Strom Thurmond was the patron saint of segregation in the 20th century, and then come to find out he also had a black woman who he got knocked up and secretly had a child by her and paid her to stay quiet.
That's true.
That is one of, if not the main psychological driver that runs through all of these anti-black racist, I mean pro-white advocates. These people have a non-stop obsession with black people, particularly when it comes to sex.
Not only that, before let me add this in. You know the person known as Kid Rock. Now when he started out Kid Rock before he got into rock, and then all of a sudden he went country conservative and rebel flag. His son is black. He had a black son, and he just barely. I think he took a picture with him, but he said the most racist, foulest shit. So what Professor Black Truth is telling you the truth. They can lay down with your women and men and still come up racist. That's true. But yet the black community, when he didn't go to when he first started out Kid Rock, he didn't start out in the white community. It was the black. He used the black people rap to get to get around some celebrities. Then he's white. Then the white.
That's what they think about. These are individuals who are trying to hide the fact that they have a sexual obsession with black people, and they think to themselves that if they just go ahead and attack black people full time long enough, that'll throw people off their scent. And by the way, whether or not her channel is going to remain demonetized by YouTube, that's anyone's guess. YouTube has a pretty putrid record of going ahead and changing their mind and backtracking when all of these anti-black racists spew their filth. They try to do something occasionally, then somebody looks up and goes, oh, wait a minute, we didn't mean to actually curtail these guys' activities. We like what they're saying. That's how they make it very clear that if you want to attack black people, YouTube is the place to be. They'll give you a platform for it and give you a free hand. On the other hand, if you happen to be somebody who brings the facts, brings the information merely to criticize white privilege and the trappings of white supremacy, oh, now that we cannot have. The bad
That's
guys
true.
are completely and thoroughly aware of this. Why wouldn't they be? A large number of the people who work at these websites are anti-black racists themselves.
Yep.
These people are friends with these individuals. It's a closed loop of corruption and bigotry. That's the reason why when the black media starts putting out its content, these racists get mad as hell. As far as they're concerned, that's not supposed to happen. They're trying to have a monopoly, and they don't like the fact that black people are not allowing that to happen. And as far as the claims that this woman has a biracial child, if that is indeed the case, if ever there was an instance where Child Protective Services needs to be summoned, it would be this one. Remember the case of Dante Hart and his siblings? You had those two white supremacist lesbians who decided that they were going to take those kids and murder them, which is exactly what they did, but not before they tortured them and starved them and everything else first, and then abused those kids and forced them to pose with the police. That's what these anti-black racists do when they get their hands on black children. So if it is indeed the case that this woman has a biracial child that she's got in her clutches, given all of this anti-black hate that she spews nonstop, talking about don't adopt African kids, talking about no race mixing and all the rest of it, this is a woman who cannot be allowed to actually have her hands on a child if that child is biracial at all, because this is the level of abuse that that child's going to be exposed to.
Exactly.
But again, the same way that YouTube didn't want to do anything until they felt they had no choice, so the authorities are the exact same way. They also make it a point to look the other way whenever black children are being harmed or threatened.
That's
but
true.
The point of this morning's briefing is a lot of black folks have been celebrating as if this woman's demonetization on YouTube also means that she's basically gone from the internet, and she's not. She's not even gone from YouTube. She's also got her other various sites on other social media platforms. All that's happened at this point is YouTube's basically making it where she's going to have to pull a Kyle Rittenhouse or a George Zimmerman or a Daniel Penny and go ahead and use whatever white supremacist infrastructure there is to have those people send her their money. That's the grift that these anti-black racists run. That's the reason why after Charlie Kirk got murked, you had this tsunami of clowns and clods who called themselves trying to inherit his audience, because they all knew that Charlie Kirk was being bankrolled by billionaires, and they were all lined up to audition to be the next one who was supposed to get all of that dark white money. That's what they were wanting to see. Having double knockouts, sitting there criticizing each other, having all of these fights, having all of these public arguments with each other as they all competed to show who was the most unhinged right-winger of them all. That's the reason they were doing it, to audition to be the one who's supposed to get that next dark money hit, and to play the part of a white supremacist shot and get them some.
Yeah. But yeah, but if that's true, man, I hope that kid, because that kid grew up with a serious issue problem, if it's a he or she.
So here's a video of white supremacist bitch Lilly Gaddis with her face painted black, mocking black people. Here's the video.
By the way, half the struggles that black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like you people fight every day. You people fight every day. Could you choose any outfit and getup that's like less conducive to fighting? Seriously. They wear wigs that can be pulled out, they put braids in their hair that can rip the rest of their hair.
Best way to piss people off is sprinkle a little bit of
racism.
So there is a TikToker, y'all, Lilly Gaddis. She was in a TikTok video, otherwise boring TikTok video, just like her cooking up some food.
Yes.
And then she out of nowhere goes,
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas.
The way she is saying this
Steph,
is if
go
she
ahead.
says it, good morning, and
Good morning.
like looks over, like I'm serious. It's crazy.
no, like just wake up, what up? Like,
Immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers.
I did not know it was possible to offend 7 people in one 30-second clip. Lilly, she's doing that thing that a lot of conservative people do where they just say really messed up things just to get people's attention. And the bottom line is, she thinks that the entire conservative media is stupid. You want to know why? When they asked her, Lilly, why do you even want to be a conservative media talking head? Why do you want to do this? And she basically said, because y'all dumb enough to pay me.
That bitch is broke. Yeah, the same one that was going on talking about those broke-ass niggers
Broke-ass niggas.
is potentially about to be as broke as, I'm sorry, worthless-ass bums that apparently be plaguing her everyday life. I guess we're supposed to be feeling sorry for her or something like that, but I know I don't, and I'm pretty sure you don't either. But just in case you haven't seen the full clip, I mean, here it is.
Sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami at 3 a.m. outside of a nightclub. You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas.
I beg your pardon?
Whoa.
And they don't care. We don't give a like money. I couldn't care less about okay? My type is broke mechanics and surfer hippie dudes who just want to live in a shack and surf and have babies. All I ask of a man is that you're competent, you're not a pussy. If somebody broke into our house at 3 a.m., you would know how to grab a gun and shoot a mother.
This chick is only known for being racist. And what was she even talking about in that clip? Like, I guarantee you, she deals with not one of these people that she's talking about in this video in her everyday life. Not one of them exists. All these people are just made up. This is complete fantasy. This is fiction. This is worse than 1990 sci-fi. This is completely made up, a true fabrication. None of this is real. She doesn't deal with these types of people. And to go on about being racist and whatnot, that is literally, I mean, her entire resume is just being racist.
I helped to break that glass ceiling of cancel culture and of stigmatized speech and of political correctness, and that's what I wanted to do. I came in like a firebrand and I destroyed it, okay? I've enjoyed politics to its max. I debated Piers Morgan about racial slurs on national, international television, all right? I went nuclear viral for using a racial slur. I accrued a platform. I've talked all about politics. I've enjoyed talking about politics. I've enjoyed talking about the issues that have befallen our country.
What a great list of accomplishments. And not to mention the fact that she was also on Piers Morgan. And speaking of Piers Morgan, Piers Morgan is just trash. I mean, this guy is nothing more than just a fake-ass wannabe arbiter of social justice activist. I mean, this dude is phony. This dude is a bitch. And all he does is platform these worthless, terrible people like her. I mean, for God forbid, she was on a panel with Myron Gaines that tells you anything about the time she was on his platform.
Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
I do, quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist, I'm a neo-Nazi,
yeah, but if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech.
Piers Morgan doesn't care about any of the stuff that he was trying to pretend to protect there. Like, he doesn't give a shit about any of that stuff. And that is the only thing that was her claim to fame. That is one of the things. She is known for that. Congratulations. Wow. These are very special things to be known for. I mean, I guarantee you, when you go back home, I'm pretty sure none of these people are glad to see you. Well, some of them might. It depends. I know in her household, there's probably quite a few that probably feel the exact same way as her. But there's probably a couple in there that are, like, feeling the cringe. There's always a couple. Just like there's always a couple people in a black household that's willing to coon out, there's a couple of people in her household that's like, ooh, I don't know if I feel this way. I'm just saying, like, the thing is, what's crazy to me is that she has now a platform that has over 170 plus thousand subscribers. That's a whole lot of racists. That's a whole lot of bigots. That is a whole lot of raccoons. And you know those raccoons are the type of raccoons that be sitting around thinking, well, look, I know that she be sitting around like disrespecting my people and all, but look, man, I kind of like the way she looks, and I like the way she says it, and she's bold about it. She just means it. It's like, I kind of like to touch myself to it. So, I mean, like, dude, go ahead and jump off a bridge. Go ahead and take a bath in a tub full of razor blades. Go ahead and just be done, dude. You're cooked. If you're already thinking this type of nonsense, and I know they exist, you know they're over there. That's why they're watching her. You know it's not all white people watching her platform. Hell, for all I know, I'm pretty sure she's got a mixed baby out there. I've heard those rumors. I think that's real. I'm not really sure. I can't really substantiate that, but it would not surprise me in the least. Poor child is going to grow up super duper confused, not knowing what she is. She's going to hate black people way, way more than her. She's going to be way worse than Uncle Ruckus. She's going to be the female, crazier version of that, which is real scary to think about. But then you have people like Candace Owens, always wondering why people be sitting around calling her some type of trash panda when she be out here platforming people like this. Old Lilly Gaddis got to spend some time with Candace Owens while she was out there in awe, asking her questions like, oh my goodness, what was it like? What was it like to go viral? Do you feel special? Have you changed? What was life like before you went viral for saying the N-word? Oh my God, I'm just in awe of your presence. Like, I mean, it was really embarrassing.
Definitively has a potty mouth. That's what I'm going to term it. But she's also got some good points, I think, and I'd like to hear more from her. She just kind of became an internet sensation, and now she's speaking a little bit about politics, and I just genuinely wanted to know more about Lilly Gaddis. She's 25 years old. Lilly, welcome to the Candace Show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
So I was just asking you offline, but I guess my first question is, how has it been finding internet fame when your first video goes viral? What are you going through? Tell us.
It's kind of strange, you know, you all hear about the same things that happen to people, the doxing, the haters and all that.
Just embarrassing. Like, to platform this person and actually look like you give a damn that they're there. And I know Candace did not press her on this shit that she was supposed to press her on. Because if she did, it would have really went viral. And it didn't. It didn't. We would all still be knowing about it, and she wouldn't even have a platform. Because if Candace...
What damn, Logic's back with another one. Today we have a video on the content creator known as Lilly Gaddis. For those that do not know, Lilly Gaddis is pretty much a YouTuber that got famous off being racist as hell. And if you think I'm bullshitting, here's just some of her notables.
And by the way, half the struggles that black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like, you people fight every day. You people fight every day. Could you choose any outfit and get up that's like less conducive to fighting? Seriously. They wear wigs that can be pulled out. They put braids in their hair that could rip the rest of their hair out, and then they complain about having alopecia. No, it's self-induced alopecia.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in the country.
Yeah, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
I do, quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist, I'm a neo-Nazi,
yeah, but if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, you get accosted at the store, which ruins the experience. You get followed around. Hi, can I help you? Hi, welcome in. That's theft. That's blacks, okay? I'm sorry, it's true. That's what it is. And it's ruined everything. This woman thinks that we should all apologize to black people because of the atrocities that was committed upon them. She never picked cotton. I've never been an overseer before, despite the fact that I would actually be a very good one.
What's going on? How do you have it?
Okay. Right out of the gate, my money's that he's guilty. I don't know what he's been charged with. I'm sure he'll tell us. And I'm sure he'll tell that they're wrong, like every black person when they get arrested. I didn't do nothing. This is just an elaborate form of the I didn't do nothing, okay? You have face tattoos, sir. I don't think I've ever met a person who was mentally well. Actually, I've never met somebody with a face tattoo, but I'm assume that most people who have a face tattoo, multiple face tattoos, are mentally unwell. He's also partially black, okay? So that's not helping either his case. So my money is that he's guilty in this.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So now she has decided to make her video that we all knew would come, probably if we all knew the type of behavior she engaged in on a regular basis. She has been demonetized by YouTube. Luckily, she didn't get completely kicked off the platform, same as Myron. I guess they don't want to clamp too hard on people expressing how they feel about racists. But you can be racist, you're just not going to get paid for it, which I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. But let's see the cope and the victim mentality that comes out while she explains to us why she got demonetized, and let's see what she has to say about it and where she goes from here. And before we get into it, man, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub, and if not one, then all three. Since I'm a small creator, make sure you also hype the video. If you want to see gaming content, make sure you hit the link in my description where you can hit Logic's Lens Gaming, where you can see all the gaming content, and make sure you join the Discord if you want to have conversations beyond the comment section. Now, let's get to the video.
What's up, folks? We are back again. Slightly different set today than I usually have. I'm also looking quite overweight in this sweater. I promise I have not gained weight. Well, maybe a little bit. It is the day after Thanksgiving. We got a little bit of an announcement for you guys today. So, not our usual content, but the tragedy of today that we are going to be talking to is not about black people attacking more whites on the trains.
Look at, no surprise here how she got demonetized, because yeah, that's normal. That's an everyday thing, and it's also about race. Clearly, yeah, that situation was about race. Got it.
shockingly enough, we are actually going to get to talk about something different. I know that that's a common thread that seems to be happening all the time, but today, you know what's happening?
What?
They're trying to keep a real down. They're trying to keep a real down. That's what they're trying to do, because they cannot handle the truth. And this is just the facts. When you come...
I wonder why she act like she's so bold, but she edits out her own niggas. Like, she said, y'all see, she says it, she doesn't care about it. Why did you edit it out? It's because you're trying to already, so you get demonetized.
Exactly.
You make a video explaining your demonetization, and now you're trying to scale back. I mean, to be honest, I guess that's how Pearl got it back, and Myron is trying to, I guess, kind of clean up his image on YouTube as well to get their Fresh and Fit probably get their monetization back. I'm gonna be honest, they probably will. But yeah. Why edit it out since you're so big and bad?
Right.
Speaking the truth about certain things.
What
is
truth?
And this is just the facts. When you come speaking the truth about
what truth? You're just racist.
Certain things, if you're raising racial awareness, let's say, if you are...
Racial awareness is not being racist towards black people. That's not racial awareness. That's just being racist.
Yeah.
All you do is talk about black people. Like, literally, y'all, a lot of her content is just talking about black people.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid,
You've
pro-white or pro-white.
Majority of her content is talking about black people. Let me correct myself.
Voice out there, which I am, which I always will be, and will always influence my content no matter what it is. They will try to keep you down. I've said in a couple other videos that there is a pipeline of cancellation. So what this is here's the top tier of cancellation. The top part of cancellation is they will try to smear your name. So they'll put out hit pieces and they'll try to cancel you.
What? Why do these people be shit people, and when people have something to say about it, oh, there's a smear campaign, they try to cancel you? No, you're a piece of shit, and people are going to talk about it. The same way you think you're doing something righteous by pointing out behavior you don't like by black people and black people exclusively. What's wrong with people calling you out for being a piece of shit and a racist?
Right.
But we're living in like
Dog
the post-cancel culture society where that doesn't really work anymore. In fact, it actually lends a little credibility to your name, and you gain kind of a little loyal, staunch group of supporters rather, of people who don't care about the media slams. Okay, so they don't quit there. When they can't defame you or smear your name or ruin your your reputation, then they will try to take you off the platforms. Hang on, the dog's screaming to be let in. So I'm babysitting my mom's dog while she's away. She had to go down to stay with her sister for Thanksgiving, so that's what I'm doing today.
She already got a new job. she babysitting a dog. Hey, look at his face, bro. He looking like, why the fuck is you touching me, bro?
He looks quite awkward and uncomfortable. He doesn't like to be held.
Then why are you holding him?
Right.
If he don't like to be held, he probably don't like you, and there's probably some bright lights in his face. He keeps squinting. And dogs know bad juju, bro. He probably do like to be held, but he don't like you. Mm-hmm. Dogs know bad energy when they around you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awkward. He's the worst cuddler. He's such a cute dog, but you can't cuddle with him. So to get back to the video,
he don't fuck with you, bro.
Cancellation cycle. They try to defame you. They try to take away your platform. When they can't take away your...
They always say it's defame when people just point out how full of shit they are.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I don't even know that many people that talked about her for real until she got demonetized. Like, a lot of black people, we just ignore racists for the most part when they being racist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Myron does a bunch of other stupid shit, and the racism is included in it. But we ignore racists for the most part.
Your platform or get you banned. Then they will take away your means of funding the project. They will demonetize you so that you cannot make the money that's necessary to continue putting out the content.
Why are you're not entitled to a job. You have to perform up to the job standards.
Exactly.
You can't be on YouTube getting paid and being racist. Why are you saying this like you're entitled to this?
Exactly.
And who is they? YouTube? They're not canceling you. They're letting you still have your account, luckily.
Exactly.
If they can't stop you then they try to either jail you or ruin your life through lawfare, or...
Who is this happening to? I hope you're talking about Trump, because he actually did commit crimes. So, like, what these people... Andrew Tate say this stupid shit. Myron, like, where did this stupid-ass narrative come from where it's like, you do a bunch of bullshit, and then when you have to fucking, answer for your wrongdoings, you're playing a victim. This is ridiculous.
Like what's happening to Candace Owens, maybe even put out a hit on your life.
Updates coming soon.
Well, I am in the middle phase right now. I was just demonetized on YouTube. Okay, this happened this past week. I didn't announce it because I was trying to appeal the process and whatever, but that's what's going on, folks. I've been demonetized on YouTube. And I always wondered about creators who made a big deal about that until I realized, oh, that's like your sole form of income. Like,
You need parts? We got.
Let me say this. Lily, you have 100,000 subscribers, and out of 100,000 subscribers, that attracts people from around the world. Advertisers that, probably pay a certain percentage to use YouTube and other platforms. That's one of the reasons why that, YouTube can't take, we don't know, and they have a very diverse staff on some of these advertising companies. Nobody don't want to be labeled connection to a person because that hurts their brand. And it seems that black people, when we're the highest spenders and consumers, if you would read this, and people who are real close to black people, they don't want to patronize these companies. So YouTube will understand business really well. But anyway, I'm gonna show a short clip of Pearl.
In the 1990s, the black male is an endangered species. 1 out of every 3 black men are either in jail, on drugs, or gay.
And if 1 in 3 black guys have felonies, that's our fault. So I don't even blame her ass. It's our fault for bringing that woman on there and not checking her. Just to see a black man from the 1990s perpetuating this narrative, you can see why black women think that we're less than. I don't blame black women for thinking that. How many times have we seen on these shows black men repeating these false narratives? Black women repeating these false narratives. And then the modern black women hear it and they're like, oh, well, these men ain't shit. Now I ain't got no reason but to try and date outside my race because all these black men is broke, they in jail or they gay.
The main problem I have is everyone here is looking at it like it's a question of love and it's a question of what makes people different. Actually, it takes a lot more than just pigmentation, which separates their races. In fact, there have been major studies on it. No one talks about the survival of the black race. In the 1990s, the black male is an endangered species. 1 out of every 3 black men are either in jail, on drugs, or gay.
Y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all hear that? Where did that come from, guys? And y'all get mad for saying this, and for me saying this, black men have a huge part in these false, negative-ass stereotypes that we're still dealing with till this day.
That was back in the 90s.
He just said the big 3. That's crazy, right?
In the 1990s, the black male is an endangered species. 1 out of every 3 black men are either in jail, on drugs, or gay. Now, sisters are going to,
Look, they're shaking their head like, yes, let's put a pin in this right now. Because I don't want anybody in the chat leaving here thinking that dumbass shit is true. It has never been true. These so-called pseudo-intellectuals, the statistics, you didn't look at no statistics, brother. I do this for a living. And hell yeah, I'm pissed off at a 1994 clip, but that shit pissed me off. Because that gives black women free reign to move these things forward when they hear a black man perpetuate this fool. Let's start here. The claim, 1 in 3 black men are in jail, on drugs, or gay. This was a popular talking point in the 1990s, especially on talk shows like Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael, and others. Okay? But it was not based on any scientific data set. It is actually a combination of 3 different myths that got mixed together. All right, so A, a misinterpretation of incarceration statistics, the crack era drug panic, and then early moral panic about LGBTQ visibility. Let's go here. The only statistic that got close to 1 in 3 came from a projection, not a reality. 1995 Bureau of Justice Statistics projection. 1 in 3 black boys born in the early 1990s could expect to be incarcerated at some point in their lifetimes if the rates did not change. That was not saying 1 in 3 black men at that moment were in prison. It was a speculative projection, and importantly, the prediction never came true. Now, How many times have you heard black people mention that 1 in 3 black men have a felony? 1 in 3 black men are in jail. This is where this dumbass shit comes from. Okay? Because nobody was smart enough to do their due diligence and do the research to see that none of this shit has ever been true. Are y'all starting to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing? Why I'm dispelling all these false ass narratives that have been circulated in the sewers of the black community? Y'all get it? This is crazy.
I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2011.
Shout out to Media Man. But let me just say this. You know, people like Pearl, I don't know why black people continue to talk to that woman, just Pearly. Why do you make content with her? I mean, this woman had a studio and a lot of subscribers, and all she did was prey on black men and black women's dysfunction. Why did they even talk with her about that? Then she tried to put her point of view. Why do you even, people like Lilly Gaddis? I think, you know, they don't ever come to any other community. There's no way they can go into the Latino community, the Asian community, the Indian East Indian community, and say that shit. I mean, it's like, you know, everybody. And as far as crime, but it always seems like black people always accept these people in the community. Why? What's about that? What is about her that you can? I think if we learn, if black people learn to shun these people, say no, we have nothing to talk about. Can I get a podcast? No. Don't do nothing with, because she's a cancer to the community. You know, you see what she had. Anybody that watched when just Pearly whatever had that situation, she let a nasty nationalist on her platform, and it's almost like she was kind of giggly when he was saying what he objected about race mixing and all this other stuff. Why do you even entertain? And I would have to ask these some of these black kids, why even entertain her? We ain't got nothing to talk about. It's like really entertaining the devil. Really entertaining. I want to bring Satan on us. Let's see why you want to talk to the devil. He don't like you. He don't like humans. You know, ain't nothing to discuss. He's the enemy of the Most High God through His Son Yeshua, Jesus Christ. But some of these people will be in it. I mean, it's just crazy. It's almost in the same. If you see somebody that do that kind of discord among your people, another group of people that try to get into in the black space and bring some chaos, and they always use black content creators to get up. Now their channel is getting up to 100,000, 200, 300,000, and then she got monetized for some of the stuff. Now she's like Lilly, she's getting her way back, and guess what? She come right to these black platforms. Why? I would ask these black people, why you keep allowing her to do that? You see what she done in her past. She don't care. Then she try to put the wedge between black women and black men. I mean, there's some issues going on, but why you keep bringing them up on your platform? Like, this, people like that, you should keep them out. Because all they do is bring destruction, division. But, as for people like Lilly, this is what I say. I'm going to pray. I will pray for her. In that prayer I'm going to ask that Jesus would appear and let her show what her very worst is going to turn out to be one day. All her venom and all her hatred towards a group of people. And I hope that, like, you ever hear some people that had a heaven experience and a hell experience? And the people you want to admire who thought like you, I would say I would love to see. I would love to see have that hell experience. Have that hell experience. She's one of them. I mean, just to change your mind, because some people that start scold racist or prejudice. That's my, that's what I do. I say, Jesus, show them what's going to go on, and let them know. And because she said that she claimed to be a Christian, whatever, and she claimed to believe in you, show her where she ain't going to be if she keeps this up. That would be my prayer to the Father in heaven through His Son Jesus Christ. Since we want to play this thing, we want to play this thing with her. But it's telling me, well, you can't enter my kingdom because of the resentment and hatred you has to another group of people down there. And she made 100 videos. And then you have just Pearly. She's sitting up there and getting on black platforms trying to divide black men and black women. Why don't she stay in her own, be on her own people? Because they don't know that they won't put up with her mess. The black people think bring her right back over there with that stuff, man. Like, why you entertain racist people? Like, like Nick Fuentes, whatever. You know how he feel. Let him be who he be. Let them, it's time to outcast people. Stop giving them credit. At least some social platforms kick them off, because all they do is spread venom. They don't bring nothing. Nothing positive. All they do is bring some inaccurate accusations. And have you noticed that black people have to respond? Black people that just keep. The only reason why they're making respond videos is most of the time they ignore them. But when they do, someone's going to speak up. And then it's like, okay, what's your session with black people? I mean, it's like there's other nationalities of people. I don't know what's with these people, man. They're obsessed with us. Like, upset and hating somebody. I might not like to say certain groups, individuals, or how the way they are, but I don't hate them. If I see, I made videos, but I be in a constructive criticism. But I don't hate the groups of people. I don't make constant videos about any group of people, Hispanics, Asians, whatever. I might make a couple of videos, but damn, you go 100 videos on black people, that is a little bit of obsession. Pointing out all the dudes that they do. But what if you became the victim of crime and the person that committed the crime looked like you, Lilly? What if the person looked like you? And there's white men that put tattoos all over their face too, in prison, in jail. I mean, she's out of touch. Some people are just completely one-sided, ignorant kind of individual. And I just can't see why a person like that, why do black people keep entertaining these people, bring on a platform and they blow you. Let's go. No, we ain't. I know what your track record is online. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We say that you're an agent of chaos. And it's the same way if a black person was doing that. Oh, what is if it was another black person? Why you want to do this for views? They don't bring no constructive behavior, so you can blow their channel up. And people keep entertaining and stuff like that. Now just Pearly, black folks is helping her get back to being monetized again after she brought on a racist Nazi party. Then he had the nerve to get in it when she was over to England about the one young lady's boyfriend being black. She ain't stand up and said nothing. She didn't do what a Pierce Morgan did. She just said back, what is? I had to question some black people. What's wrong with you? Why do you have people like that? Why you have to bring her on your platform? Let her go to her white side and talk that shit. They don't bring no good when it comes to that. Well, white people, there's other people, Asian people, Hispanic people, Hawaiian people, whatever. Why is it always black people? Why? I'm just saying. And And why some black people ain't seeing that this is an agent of chaos? I don't know, but that's my opinion on it. But yeah, this woman, Lilly, she needs to get a life, and maybe if she's smart enough, maybe one day she'll wake up. I hope so. But that'd be my prayer. Hey, let her experience that hell experience. Maybe what she thinks about black people. What do you think? All right then, guys. Take care. Be blessed. See you on the next video.